Hey, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome right back here to the Change Reality Show. We still kicking it live right here in Compton, California, November 9th, 2013. And we're kicking it with the one and only, baby, Skipp Townsend. What's good, Skip? We back with you, man. We ain't seen you in a minute. You dig what I'm saying? We poured in last night on you, had a few shots. Update the people on what's been happening with you, Skip.
Man, it's all been the same, Rob. Every day saving lives out here in Compton, California, putting Second Call together, enhancing the community, man. We adding and multiplying. We not dividing and subtracting. We rebuilding the community, brother, getting people in careers. We doing the life skill classes. We got 3 locations now, plus we in the prisons out here in California, and, working with everybody, man, a collective effort at turning around the violence, man, reducing it the best way we can, bro.
That's what's happening, man. Hey, and I also want to say to you, Skip, man, with the Second Call, let the young folks know, man, and the older folks know too, if you anywhere in California, and you're trying to get that skill up under your belt, how can they reach Second Call, man, and get involved with this?
Well, number one, we on Facebook. A lot of people on Facebook. So you go to Facebook, it's the number 2 NDCALL. So that's Second Call. Then we have a website, which is the same, 2ndcall.org. And every Monday, we're at Faithful Central Bible Church in Inglewood.
Amen.
The church is right down the street from the Forum, not far from the 405 freeway. Easily jump on and jump right off at Florence, 333 West Florence. Tuesdays, we're right next to the freeway again. We're on the 10 freeway at 2085 South Hobart, not far from downtown L.A. And then on Thursdays, we just west of USC, which is on 35th and Normandy, 3500 South Normandy. So we don't miss a Monday. We don't miss a Tuesday. We don't miss a Thursday. We consistent. I think the only Thursday we're going to miss is Thanksgiving. We're going to get that day, to be with family or whatever. But other than that, man, we doing it every day. We consistent with it, man. So that's what we talking about.
Now, what's about the ceasefire?
Ceasefire every Wednesday at 6:30, Bethel AME Church. That's 7900 Southwestern, the city of LA. And we don't miss a Wednesday. It was consistent for 8 years. It started 2005 with the execution of Stanley Tookie Williams. Ceasefire came together like, man, what are we going to do to provide safe passage for everyone who wants to come to the funeral? And it just took off from there. Tookie Williams has a peace protocol, which he talked about in his book. So the Southern California ceasefire came together under that peace protocol, and since then we've grown, and it's opened up to mental health, Department of Children Family Services, law enforcement come to the meeting, different colleges, junior colleges come to the meeting. We strategize on how we're going to reduce violence in the city of LA, and this year, 2013, we're about to break a record that hasn't been broken since 1957. Wow. Right now, we're at 223 homicides, with a population of 4.4 million people. Wow. So we haven't had that less amount of homicides since 1957, when we had about 1 million people here. So we're doing it big, man. We want people to live, man. And that's the motto of ceasefire, let me live, And the motto of Second Call is saving lives every day. So together we got it going, man.
That's what's happening, And I just want to say, Skip, give the people, man, because Skipp Townsend ain't always been this guy sitting in the chair talking about saving no lives and talking about, with peace, you know what I mean? I want you to give the people a little rundown, Skip, on your history, man, where you came from to make you the man you are today at helping save these lives.
Yes, sir. We're giving all honor and praise to God first for me even being here to be able to say this. But let me just say for everybody listening that I was suicidal. And let me tell you what that means. It means that I wasn't going to put a gun to my head. I wasn't going to slit my wrist. But my daily activities, everything I did every day could have got me killed. And I signed up for it and went out there, whether it was selling drugs, gang banging, or whatever I was doing for 27 years. I'm labeled as a gang member, but I'm Yvonne's child. I'm the middle child, and I was miseducated, misguided, and I was just out there wild. I don't know if you guys seen the movie with the little boy told Bruce Willis, I see dead people. Well, that was me. I was one of the dead people, and what he said in the movie is, and some of them don't even know it. And that was me. Yeah, I was walking dead. I was spiritually disconnected from society, man. I was just out there living in my own world thinking nothing else mattered. I didn't have too much that I put a priority to live for, because I was ready to die for everything. I was ready to die for my hood. You know, I had kids. I'm ready to die for my kids. I had a thing full of dope. I'm ready to die. Somebody take my dope. You know, so everything I was ready to die for, and never gave a thought that maybe I should be living for something. Maybe I should be loving this life, man, and be grateful to be living. I was suicidal, man. I'm going outside ready to die each and every day. And pistoled up and ready to shoot back if they shooting at me, all that type of stuff, man. It was all for nothing, man. So spent a lot of time in jail through the 1980s, and then went to prison, and you know, through the 1990s, man, was facing 2 life sentences, and you know, trying to figure out where I'm gonna put it together, man. And I just left it all alone and left the violence alone, but still had that criminal, that lifestyle, that mentality, until I went to jail and did a violation 2004, and I was sitting there trying to find somebody to talk to. And I couldn't find nobody. I'm walking through the jails, man, and nobody was on the level that I was on.
They talking the same talk.
Talking the same talk. Talking about getting out there, being a little bit slicker, a little bit faster, a little bit sharper. Right. So I realized then, man, that I'm not turning down, man. I'm turning off. You know, the youngsters got this word where they turned up. Right. And they look at me and say, Skipp, man, you turned down. So I just want to let the audience know I'm not. I'm turned off. I'm completely turned off this lifestyle. I want to help others turn it off as well.
You know, and we're glad you said that, Skipp, man, because when we met Skipp back in 2009, and my wife had connected with Skipp on the internet, and she told me about Skipp, and our lifestyle was similar, you know what I mean, selling dope, coming from the gang banging, coming from the ghetto, you know, and we was both out there suicidal in the game, you know, ready to die for the hood, ready to die for the pack, in the whole 9 yards, you know, because we thought that was everything. But in the end, my story was I had to learn that the streets didn't love me back, you know, and that's how me and my wife organization got started in 2009 through my book, and that's my autobiography that she done, you know. So we hooked up with Skipp and them, and we educate the kids against gangs, drugs, and violence, because at the end of the day, man, your homie ain't gonna be there, the man next door ain't gonna be there, the guy down the street telling you to take all the dope over to the next house. As soon as you get caught up, it's game over, because nobody's making millions of dollars, man, where you can just go say, I'm finna pay this bondsman and get you out on that $50,000 bond. It's not happening like that no more, man. So we need to stop tripping and acting like you on the corner making all this money, because it's not like that. Let them know that, Skipp.
Man, they make them less than minimum wage now. I was sitting on a panel earlier today where we were talking about the guys who had the millions of dollars. You know, they don't exist no more. So the average guy living in a community, sitting out on the corner, man, with a 7, a 50 pack or whatever you got, they making below minimum wage, man. If they really think about how much they making in a daytime, they might be making $50 to $100 profit. Man, I can get that at a job. I can get that on a job. So, and I ain't got to worry about the police running. I don't have to keep looking over my back and all that. So it's a lifestyle that they want to live up to that don't exist no more. It's sort of, you know, my brother Taco always talks about the Vietnam War, and he say that the Vietnam War was over at one point of time, but they were still fighting over inside Vietnam because no one told them the war is over.
They still fighting.
They still fighting. So I want to tell all the youngsters out here, the war is over. The war is over. Crips and Bloods is over. You will never live during a daytime where, like it was in my history, where there was 1,300 homicides a year. It won't happen no more. We down to less than 300. Right. So, I mean, even Chicago, having the numbers that they have in Chicago, the numbers are still down nationwide. So it just won't happen anymore. Right. And you know, the guys that we can talk about the BMF, the Freeway Ricks, the Daff, Tootie Reese, all these guys who had the Young Tommy. These guys had these Rolls Royce and all these big cars and 2-3 houses. You're not gonna get that no more. If anything, you're gonna get a Cutlass, a Regal, or something, or you might end up with a Cadillac. But you face all this time in jail, going back and forth for nothing. It's not worth it, bro. It's not worth it.
When me and you was coming up, everybody was getting money, man. You could go to a gambling joint, lose $300,000-$400,000. You know you got that at the house. I'll be right back. Man, you lose $10, you can't go get that back.
Man, dudes is mad. Dudes ready to rob you over $300 nowadays. Man, dudes ready to rob you over $300, man. And like you say, dudes was flipping. They lose $100,000. They making a call. Hey man, I'm gonna give you $2,000. You drive back to my house, get this money,
and bring it right back. You know, them was the days. Them days, like Skip said, what is it, Skip? It's over. It's done with, man. Stop playing out here, youngsters. You feel me? If you want to know like I know, and this for everybody that be on Facebook, playing around, tripping, ask somebody, man, about starting your PayPal account, man. Selling you some socks, shoes, drawers, legal money, man. And I call that a global hustle, bruh. You can sell a man in Ethiopia a pair of drawers, man, and a T-shirt, man, with your name on it. Now, look what. You got your joint over there in Ethiopia, man, and you ain't even over there. And you got your money because as soon as you hit that button, it's in your account. So why would you take all this risk on the street, like Skip said, for $100, man? And a lot of you cats, nobody know what it is to have a bondsman. Nobody know what it is to pay your lawyer $3,000 every month, because if something jump off, he got that already on deck. None of y'all know about that, man, because the game is washed up. It's over with, man. You know, let's get the game right, man. Educate yourself. Ask other people about how to go about getting in business, because it's about the internet now, man. It's a global hustle, bro. You don't have to go work for nobody. It's no overhead. Only thing you got to do is pay your taxes and make your bread, bro. What you think about that, Skip?
Man, I think what you said is so right, man. I used to wonder, there was a dude had a slant nose convertible Porsche, and after about 6-7 months, he didn't have it anymore, and he was driving something else. And I'm like, where the Porsche at? And he said, man, I gave it to my lawyer. And I was thinking, man, why would you do that?
Right.
Because he was thinking ahead. Because he was thinking that I'm going to take care of my lawyer, so when this happened, I'm paid for, I'm good or whatever. And like you say, these youngsters ain't never going to experience that. They never going to experience buying a car for $70,000, $80,000 and giving it to their lawyer. They ain't going to experience that, because they not going to have that, man. So it's really, you know, good to talk about it and let them know, for, you know, all these dudes who want to live that lifestyle, man, and it's over. And this is said out of love. This is not said out of downing your hustle, knocking you for what you do. This is said out of love so that you don't go through that experience. And I think you sum it up very well when you say the streets don't love you back.
My man. Hey, we appreciate that. And I want to just say I thank everybody who rolled with the Streets Don't Love You Back movement and Second Call, you know what I mean, and Project Cry No More. And we just want to say much love, much shout out to all homeboys in 150 prisons that the Streets Don't Love You Back roll with, and they educate these kids that got out dates and they educate the ones who got all day, you know. So let's keep it real, man, and much love to my queen's wife that's behind the scene. Boy, couldn't do it without my missus, you feel me? Almost 5 years later, we still moving strong. And we still doing our thing, you know what I mean? Because she believed in a guy from the hood when other people didn't understand where I came from, what I do, and what my life was about. But I just appreciate she believed in me. 5 years later almost, we still going strong. You feel me? Any last words, Skip?
Man, I just want to encourage everybody who's paying attention to pay attention. Love you. Appreciate you. Appreciate the work y'all do, man.
Appreciate the work you do too, Skip, man.
Yes,
and me and my boy Skip, we appreciate both of us out here in Cali, Compton, California, November 9th, 2013. We at their office right here on
Long Beach Boulevard, 200 North Long Beach Boulevard, right here in the heart of Compton. It don't get no more Compton than this right here. In here with the nuns, Cynthia Nunn, China Dog sister and them, Vicky Lindsay from, you know, by Track Nude. And I mean, just so many people come through here from all walks of life. This is Compton. This is the heart of Compton. Right, we right here on the stroll, for those of you who don't know. Right here on the stroll.
If you know what that means, you know what it is. Peace and love, man. Appreciate you coming through, Skip. We out, baby.